Enak deh, Pak. Enak.
Iya.
Aduh, aduh.
Kota saja purtingnya, saja pur. Kok hidungnya sudah pendek. Kasihan. Sweetie, little boo-boo. You will be okay. We help you, yeah?
Because she looks quite lethargic and anemic, so I want to provide any quick energy for her before doing another test like an X-ray or the necessary.
I hope we can save her. Ada bed nggak?
Jadi tuh di bednya nanti covering nanti sampai bed ya.
Beliin aja lah bed. Istirahat sini ya, nanti kamu sehat, kita ke safe house, oke? Ya, survive, oke? Be strong, ya. Good morning, bawain makanan dari safe house. Boleh kan kasih makannya? Boleh.
Dia suka ayam sih, Mama.
Oke, nih pinjam ini ya. Sehat ya. Get well soon. And we are pulang ke the same house. Yeah. Buka. The hand feet to make her trust with us. Iya, slowly. Oh, masih ada pilih. I'm so worried about her. Something outside because they cannot move.
How are you today?
Gimana, enakan
Gimana?
belum?
Udah enakan badannya? Udah, kan udah dikasih makan di sini, udah nggak sakit. Duh, pinter kali mamnya. Kalau pinter mam nanti cepet pulang. Kita cepet ke safe house. Kita nanti kita bawa buka. Wih,
Bau angka. Disuapin nggak sih?
coba dulu disuapin ya.
pertama kita datang tuh kayak shaking gitu kan, takut kali ya, kira ini siapa gitu, kira yang jahat. Pas udah tahu baru terus dia pun jadi biasa. Udah steril. Oh, mana kok? Apa banget ini? Suka dia ya. Ini bagus nih Pak. Kalau dulu dia suka. Langsung ngeliat ya. Ini bawa apa? Buat mama. Ini temenmu ya, jadi gampang. Ya, happy nggak mama kita bawain toys. Nah, jilat-jilat. Wih. Ada, ini anakmu nih, ya, temenin dah, ditemenin. Nah. Oh, ya, disangka. Ini tulangnya tuh sampai gini loh. Tulangnya ini nggak ada daging. It's only skin and bone here. Oh, that's hello, princess. Hi, Amira. Finally, you're coming to.
Now we're safe, huh? Now you can't hurt yourself. Oh. And you can take off the things again, the comb. Well, you don't need comb. Oh, yes. Later?
Perlu makan. Dia belum makanannya kayak.
Later. I brought her some beef also. Is it cooked already? What did they say in the clinic? Did she try to get up at all? Not at all, Gustav, huh? Not. And because it's still inflamed, it's from the tying up, right?
Yes, of course.
Hi. What did they do to
Careful ya. Oh, tuh. Dipijain tuh yang satunya diangkat. Dia berdiri sendiri. Ya, careful sayang. It still hurts. Ya, careful. Okay. Here you get lots of love. Silas. Ya, siapa itu barking? Ya, itu ada adik-adik di dalam. Ya. Kamu cepat sehat, cepat bisa berdiri, nanti bisa ketemu mereka di dalam. Ya. Bravo! Yes, just like this. Yeah, just like that. Bravo! Mira! Aduh. Walaupun masih ini deh ya, kayak apa, pegangan di kasur ya tuh, nyender. Tapi udah puas. Sudah stronger now. Iya, Mira aja. Masih nyender ya di kasurnya. She got sunbathing today. Yeah, we have sun today. Yeah, before it's nothing sun. Yeah, sekarang bisa sunbathing. We already changed the bed, cover and everything. Yeah. Doctor doing really carefully, and we move the body to other side. Good job, everyone. Mandi ciuman yuk. Bani. Aduh. Ya, istirahat, sudah sunbathing, sudah makan, sudah minum obat.
Nih, sunbathing kita. Iya, Mira ya? Iya, ya. Sunbathing.
Pegang masih sih.
Iya, masih kayak sakit.
At least we have sun today. Rain every day. Oh,
Kepalanya di
udah semakin kuat ya. Udah semakin hebat. Udah bisa belajar berjalan.
Amira use the phone, yeah, because she's biting her skin. Thank you for donate.
Ayo Yoy, cantiknya.
Dia kedipin matanya satu.